Natalia Mas has been the Director General of Economic Analysis in the Catalan government's Department of Economics. We are meeting her at her office in Barcelona to ask her some questions about the current state of Catalonia's economy, its priorities, and the challenges that the future poses. Natalia has also worked for a decade as an economist for the Central European Bank, so she has an insightful view regarding the situation of the Catalan economy in relation to Europe and the rest of the world.
Let me start by saying that Catalonia, due to its geographical location, has always been a land of passage, a place of encounter of people with many different backgrounds. And I think this has only enriched its social but also its economic fabric, and it's also key to understand some of its distinct features in economic terms. So let me outline a few of them. Catalonia is a very open economy. End of 2016 data shows us that Catalonia has the third largest trade surplus in the EU. This means exports minus imports over GDP. They are 12.6% after only Ireland and Luxembourg. Catalonian exports are increasingly looking abroad. So in the last 20 years, exports to the rest of the world have increased about 140% and exports to the rest of Spain by 6%. Another distinct feature that I would outline about the Catalan economy is its diversification. It has a strong industrial sector, has a strong industrial tradition. It's a sector that suffered greatly in the crisis, but it is accumulating important growth rates in the past years. A third feature, I think it is that Catalonia is a strong pole of FDI attraction, foreign direct investment. Catalonia hosts more than 7,000 multinationals. This is approximately 40% of all multinationals established in Spain. And in the last 2 years, 2015-2016, Catalonia has attracted a bit more than 5,000 million euros in FDI. So these are the most important records in 24 years. So record high FDI inflows into Catalonia in the past years of more than 5 billion euros, 5,000 million. And the last point that I think it's important to highlight is that Catalonia has a well-renowned, I think, scientific sector, scientific research sector. It has many scientific centers in the photonic science, in biomedical research, in the chemical sector. Just one figure, Catalonia represents 1.5% of the European population and accounts for 3% of scientific publications in Europe and 3.9% of ERC grants, European Research Council grants. I think these are key features of the Catalan economy. The crisis was very strong. It started in 2008 and only until end of 2013 Catalonia experienced a recovery. So the economy of Catalonia started increasing in 2014 with a 2% GDP growth, and in the last 2 years the growth has been very strong. Rates both in 2015 and 2016 of 3.5%. This is much larger, much higher records than our neighboring economies. And actually, for example, the euro area average last year was 1.8%. That of the total of advanced economies, 1.7%. So the records are very positive. Then while we have recovered in terms of GDP levels the figures of the pre-crisis period, in the labor market we are still lagging behind. Concretely, we are standing now at an occupation level which is 11% lower than that of the year 2008. So this does not mean that developments in the labor market have been very positive, but still insufficient. So from the peak of unemployment of 23% in 2013, we are now at 13%, but still higher than the euro area average of 9%. So still many challenges remain in the labor market. Despite, as we were saying, despite a strong GDP recovery, Many people during the crisis have been expelled from the labor market, and I think it's a key priority to bring them back in. Long-term unemployment is still relatively high, so I think the first key priority should be to promote more inclusive growth, active labor policies for those that are long-term unemployed, recovery of wage levels amid what we are observing are recovery of productivity levels. Secondly, further efforts for internationalization. As we were saying, this is a key feature of the Catalan economy, its openness, and I think this should continue. Further boosting also of productivity, this is key for a sustainable recovery and for long-term growth levels. This has to be achieved by more investment in innovation, digitalization of the economy, also labor training policies that improve the human capital of enterprises. I think also maintaining, as we were saying initially, also another key aspect of the Catalan economy, its diversification, so maintaining the sectoral diversification and promoting those high growth segments in relation to ICT technologies, etc. And lastly, I think also planning well for the sustainability of the welfare state, also in view of changes in the macro environment, as for example, it could be rising interest rates. So I think many challenges ahead, but I think we are channeling those with an improved situation, a much improved situation as compared to some years ago.